heart of Iraq, where desert winds carry the silence of centuries, a giant sleeps. Its stones whisper the stories of kings and gods. Once, Babylon was the center of the world. Now it's only a shadow. But upon that shadow, centuries later, one man dared to raise a new crown. His name was Saddam Hussein. It was the late 1980s, a nation torn by war, led by a man hungry for power. Saddam wanted to be remembered, not just as a dictator, but as the heir of an ancient empire. He saw himself as the modern Nebuchadnezzar, the legendary king who once ruled Babylon. And like him, Saddam decided to bring Babylon back to life. He began excavations, not to uncover history, but to rewrite it in his own name. And so, above the sacred ruins of Nebuchadnezzar's city, a new colossus of concrete began to rise, Saddam's Babylon Palace. Millions of dollars were spent. Tens of thousands of workers toiled beneath the burning sun. Each brick was engraved, by order, with his name. On them, still today, one can read the inscription, Saddam Hussein, following in the footsteps of Nebuchadnezzar. To historians, this was not a monument, but a tragedy, for the construction had scarred the original ruins of Babylon beyond repair. Inside, the palace was a shrine to power. Vast halls, golden doors, portraits of Saddam adorning every wall. But behind the splendor lay fear. Hidden chambers, escape tunnels, armored bunkers, all buried beneath the structure. Tunnels stretched as far as the Euphrates, for Saddam knew the day would come when enemies would knock on his gates. This was not a palace of safety, but a monument to paranoia. Some reports claim Saddam never stayed alone inside. He surrounded himself with ancient relics, believing, like Nebuchadnezzar, that divine protection guarded his rule. But the curse of Babylon has always devoured the pride of kings. In 2003, that curse returned. As coalition forces entered Iraq, Saddam's dream began to collapse. Saddam fled, his army crumbled, and the Babylon Palace, once the seat of a self-proclaimed king, fell into the hands of an occupying force. American troops turned the Grand Palace into a military base. Beneath its golden chandeliers stood rows of bunks, and on the walls where Saddam's portraits once hung, now fluttered American flags. Today, Saddam's Babylon Palace still stands. But no one calls it a palace anymore. Its walls are fractured, its gardens swallowed by weeds. Tourists visit not for glory, but for warning. For historians, it remains a scar carved into the memory of a nation and the madness of one man's ambition. Saddam Hussein wanted to be Nebuchadnezzar. But the gods of history never forgive arrogance. That palace is no longer Babylon's. It is the tombstone of human ego. And through the desert wind, the stones still whisper, power is temporary, but pride echoes forever.